you wouldn't have DC. And I've been doing DC because it's easier to calculate the input power. Nobody can argue. I mean, the skeptics, they look at AC and they're correct when they say it's tough to measure, and especially a spiky input. So,
I mean,
that would be easy.
I mean, the other thing to do is to put a
Yes.
oh,
I'm just interested in if the duration of time that it takes for the avalanche to occur is long enough, you're able to measure the voltage across the nanocell.
Yes.
So you'd be able to monitor that, and if you saw, if an avalanche, you'd see that drop way down, as the resistance dropped way down, would you be able to have a fast enough microcontroller, for example, to, as soon as the avalanche starts, shut off the power to it, and see if that has the effect of either stopping the avalanche at that point or allowing the cell to reset?
It's a good idea. We're trying that now.
You are?
We're looking at
Not
electronics.
shut down, just reduce it.
Yeah.
I think an easy way to do what he just explained is if you had a power supply that had a crowbar on it.
Yes.
Well, yeah.
But is that going to be fast enough?
Yeah.
Just put a big coil in series. So it would Ampere.
They're damnably colorized now.
All great ideas.
Have you experimented with different volumes of the active material, and does the operating point change, normalize to that volume?
Good questions. I knew I came up too early. No, I don't know. It is the question. We're trying to get as much information as we can with this single aspect ratio before moving to the others, because I want to be able to characterize what material to take through those other questions. And we hadn't really looked at it until just now. Alan, you had a question?
Yes, you're sure that on the reasonably large energy gain system, that is not chemical. In other words, the energy gains are too big to be chemical, and they have to be nuclear.
On the ones that we showed at MIT, absolutely, absolutely. On the ones where it's tiny amounts and they're just out of the vat, so to speak, I'm less sure.
Okay.
Peter.
Yeah, for the one at MIT, I got a call from someone named Dave at NRL who wanted to know whether it could be chemical. So I took Mitchell and I shook him down. I said, "What's the mass?" And my friend Dave at NRL said, "What's obviously going on is you've got an oxide ice zirconium, which when it burns, it gets you a lot of energy." So I said, let's take the whole mass of the nanner, let's say it's a zirconium, and let's let it burn. How long is it going to take Mitchell to run before his energy exceeds that? It's on the order of an hour.
You know, we didn't tell at the IAP course initially how much material there was. The one that we showed at MIT was 35 milligrams active material. And most of these nanors have between 50 milligrams and 200 milligrams. Tiny amount. I think the bottom line for me is that I'm glad I finally got to image both sides. And we've shown that if you go through the avalanche, you can clearly see that the excess energy goes away. And just as we saw with the Stirling engines, when we took the energy out of the core and put it to the engine, we lost the excess heat in the center. It showed it wasn't a mistake. I think this shows it's not a mistake.